Me na Isatu Smile Sesay, and this is the program Talk to the Camera. Today the camera can walk on the streets of Freetown for get people in view concerning the public notice where the Sierra Leone Labour Congress pull where say people where they employ workers for they pay them a minimum wage of 600,000. Because of that, we want for no people in view, and so we waiting and think about that. And also if you then be think say such announcements will be made by the Sierra Leone Labour Congress. Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name?
Me na Alaji Patrick Samura.
I go on for me you tell me what they do.
Well, anyway, me na business assistant, but the salary they pay me actually, the salary is small. But actually, I dey assist the Indian 3 job now they do, 550. I they do for the house work, from the night security, from there I they do business, section, partner. But this guy don't tell us say make he add me salary. He say he no get business day. So myself, I dey ask the government where the government go able help me for make them go able increase my salary.
So now, what do you think about this public notice where the Sierra Leone Labour Congress don't pull? We say all especially una where they do them work there, so they forgive una 600,000 minimum wage of salary. So what do you think about that?
Well, I dey think about the word is very nice. But actually, the government for put pressure on the foreigner there for make them increase the salary. Because we not able to talk by we self. We talk they will shock we. But now government work not they exercise again. Because me a businessman, me a student. I be done there for high level when economics I they do. Man like me they go pay me 600,000 for 3 jobs, it's not necessary.
So you there university?
Yes, man. I be there, but I be done yourself. Me a businessman, economics man.
Okay. So what's the message where you go and add?
Well, I asked the government for making the government go able help me for pressure the people that way they go able add me salary for make I go able understand the business more and more. Because I not go able left one to pass I understand the business. Now agreement.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you too, ma'am.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name?
My name is Amara Kabo.
Okay. Amara, I will get to understanding say the public notice where come up from the Sierra Leone Labour Congress. I don't know if you yourself don't read that public notice there. Where say people where they employ now workers them for pay them a minimum wage of 600,000. I go want to know what do you think about that?
Well, this is a very laudable venture. We the government don't try for put in place. You know, we really appreciate them because we get people and we be say, and especially to be specific when laborers you know really do their hard work in their way and then they receive the minimum wage where they're supposed to get. But now we government don't try government as well as you know the labor the institution where the govern over then we don't put on a specific mechanism we be say now therefore receive 600,000 loans monthly.
So you be the expect still like this? You be the expect say a minimum wage for people where then they employ, especially them house help, security, drivers, them the list go on. You be expected and go increase the labor wage to 600,000.
Well, plan them only go on about that because you normally get a specific you know amount of money where then say then for pay to then workers that are within the minimum wage because at previous we think saying at 500,000 but now we don't come up to 600,000. We hope say this is a very you know impressive move. We at least we workers at least it will be somehow be a welcoming message to them as well as to their family we going able to take care of them you know home affairs. We most of them they get huge family where they take care of, and we hope for understand say most of them they go with the challenges. You know, even though this law don't try for the wrong person, but you know the number of you know people where they know about this they're very minimal in a sense. The sensitization you know much you know wide to them. If you take a look, most of them the one where they are in the provinces, you know, this will be a news to them. And also as well as the one way we say that they employ them particular people there, you know, they get for you know be somehow shock. We hearing some of them don't use for they burden people that are marginalize them, you know, even some of them they know passive self, no need to pay them. Most of them need to pay them. So we hope for understand say this particular message will go down to them people and the one will be say they do and the employers them we then get various workers and across the country. Okay.
So waiting at the message where you go and send to Sierra Leone Labour Congress and also to the one them we can employ people, especially the one that we know they pay the minimum wage where the Sierra Leone Labour Congress don't remind them of.
Well, my message to Labour Congress, this is not very, an exceptional, move. We are always try for emphasize to, because now the young role now here is now for let them at least take this message out to various communities, various township, districts across the country, where we say this sensitization will be somehow, possible or that become implementable to most of people. And we be say now they say they for pay the 600,000. No matter which kind of job they do, it be say labor right now what you said, now what you told, now working place, they wash, all that kind of stuff. Then they now if for at least 10 workers they need them for receive that minimum wage when 600,000 euros.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name?
My name is Luis Fodekoma.
Okay, I want to make you tell we concerning the Sierra Leone Labour Congress public notice where them pull. As I say, they remind people where they employ workers say they're supposed to pay a minimum wage of 600,000. Now I want to know as a young man, what do you think about that?
Actually, I don't think it's a bad thing, a good initiative and a good idea. Because if we really think about the economic situation at the country is very bad. Because if they pay you 500,000, they would think about the commodities, the price of commodities, really, good really. Well, it's very better if they aim some to 600,000, even at 600,000, it's manageable. Because you know go really do really. If we think about the expenditure, family affairs and domestic things, really, we will think saying 600,000 are much better.
Okay. So you be the think say this kind increments will take place?
Actually, I will think say it will take place, but really from what they say, don't take a while really. Because we the think say if I don't come in place, but up to now we don't see anything. It's really we think say it will take place really.
But anybody where they complain, say up to now then they pay 500,000?
Yes, sir. I get people where they complain really. I get people where even servants, house help, they complain. Even we get some workers them they complain really. I get some of my friends say everywhere they complain really. Send 500,000 they really, and they do really.
So what's the message where you go send out there to Sierra Leone Labour Congress and also people where they employ workers there?
Really, my message what they send out there is they for really put effort, they for really put emphasis on even the people where they employ, private people and even the people where they pay in 500,000 because 500,000 you need to do really, not just a mere help really, but really you know get anything where they do substantial to certain people really.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name?
Abu Sise.
Okay, I want to make you tell what's work you they do.
Well, it's been work, so this culture allergy. Instead of being it work on the company fuller, the owner the money man. We do the cause when each console offload, they be mark 100,000. But now it change the system now to by months. The by month money now the money no better. So you say 250 I make a left day, and from 600 I go work. And so government workers, that's why they be on left they buy months. So instead of I left, now myself left though. So you know call me, myself I need to go there. So now myself we don't, I depend on half dragging now. So all around it. So I make myself now fall come here. So make myself don't left there now. So I'm not gonna say go to but I depend this half dragging, because I be do one before. This half dragging. I be do one before, so now I be don't left now. So I do now with me company now. So now the situation so I need to cook now with do one on that casual normal.
When they talk about casual, what do you mean by that casual worker?
Well, we offload each one container, then come back with 100,000. But the part now, we don't change that style now. Instead of now, we do container in company. So, we say pass 250 for month. So, me, I don't left now, I don't work for that price.
So, but you get your company, them we agree for work that 250 for month?
Well, I get one instead of now 250 for month. But in the work for the 250 for month. Me now, I need to work for that price.
So now we Sierra Leone Labour Congress don't pull public notice say them for they pay workers them a minimum wage of 600,000. What do you think about that?
Well, they're not full money. They left to them. So they know what they want to do. But me now I need to work for that price for 250. I need to work and I make a commodity.
So waiting at the message where you go and send out the Labour Congress.
Well, me, I'm not getting any to for do. Me don't left freedom and I do again. So if you don't call me, I go for the price I want to 600 I work.
So what do you want right now for Lady Sierra Leone Labour Congress do for you?
Well, me, I'm not going to see what I for do now because I'm not going to that power they what I for do now. What they go do for me?
But what exactly then are you mind? Like what do you want for me then do for you so concerning this you work yeah? So where this person say na 250 for pay you, where you don't say no, you for pay me the 600,000. What do you want for the Sierra Leone Labour Congress do for you?
Well, make them do for me. For I go work let them pay the money who me want. Only I done I want. If them go agree, I go work for that price.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, welcome to this interview. Your name and that you be?
Me na Max Conte. Me na the Secretary General of Sierra Leone Labour Congress.
Okay, we see this being same way the Sierra Leone Labour Congress be pull a public notice concerning the national wages where like a form of remind people, especially employees, and for me they know the minimum wage where they supposed for pay workers them. But I go on for make you just tell me much about this public notice here so.
Well, any country in the world, we get certain category of workmen then we maybe by the nature of their work, then not could possibly deal within the framework where trade union they operate. That is to say, because we get what they call trade group agreement, where then they comply with, and most for some workmen there, for an example, at the industry, na then hotel, na then banks, but other place there. So you get other type of workman like then domestic worker, people who drive for private people them, people who then go in at the private shops, etc. Where something not good in a union. Now then people and most times government they try for make what they call minimum wage. And the minimum wage come about as a result of negotiation between we the workman them, we the Sierra Leone Labour Congress they represent, and also the employer there, where the Employers Federation and government they represent. By the law, we get at this country every 2 years for review that law day. The last year we'll get the last minimum wage of 500,000, now been 2015, will become effective 1st of January. So it don't pass even 2 years now. We go up to almost 5 years. We don't review the 500, now 600. So they expect say this now the minimum salary you go pay. Other salary they people in the pay like so na then industry then we get what to call the minimum day. They people who work in a hotel then get the minimum. We get people who work in a bank then get the minimum by law. But this year na the general we na minimum we not for pay workman less than that. If you do that they go to commit a crime.
Okay, so this changes way una don't do so. I go want for know if wetin the Labour Congress do for make am known to the public, let everybody we go employ workers them be aware say na this thing supposed for pay.
Well, as you don't care, now one pan the way that the Labour Congress they use the media, like we don't care anybody go listing, go no say this law don't happen. We also because we no say law, then they pass on this country. You go there just now, the notice go there na the government bookshop, people don't go know about it. And for that because now we own business, we make a public notice. And the public notice, it go all over the country. They try to reach out every corner of this country for make sure that you not go make an excuse say not be no. Excuse no day. Because they say the ignorance of the law is no excuse. But we go further mile for try for make sure that everybody know about the minimum wage. We'll make this public notice for drawing to the attention of everybody in this country where they employ somebody that now you not go pay any workman less than 500,000 as salary. That no mean say you know go get transport allowance and other allowance who go involve that workman day. But in terms of salary, you not go pay anything less than 600,000.
Okay, so I go want to know if the Labour Congress gets data for employees them and also employers them.
Well, we not get data per se, and because it's challenging, for law we get data, we go love for do that. If we get the necessary support, but we as a Labour Congress, we dey work with 32 affiliates organizations there. Their affiliates here, now then they go organize member then join. Now they member here then they declare to we say then get X amount. For we know what in the union say. Like for an example, you will get union with them like a health union. It go tell you say in the member they get an X amount. Now then do the record or book. It can be said the number high, it could be said the number low. It depends on how they declare to win because it depends on the membership we declare. Now that membership because you know that declaration they are charged with payment. So the more you declare, the more you pay. So we look at with data now. But again, in terms of all workmen at this country, where you don't ask me so, we not get that data there. It's very crucial for no law we get data about workmen there. But going forward, I think say then they do sometimes survey when they call employment survey in this country. But I believe say then surveyor no can capture then kind of information for know how many workplace then they, how many workmen then they in terms of whether a woman, whether a man, whether young, whether old, all the data will not get them per se. But in terms of the number where we get, where union then declare we get them. But again, we don't also know how many employers in this country. Because we know get that means the only way we go know, especially you as a journalist, go either know through the Ministry of Labor or through the NRA, the National Revenue Authority. The one and they because everybody by law get for the day. And another place over back you go able to know how many employing authority in this country, maybe in NASIT, because they're all the registered member there. Because like they said, they're not compulsory, but we are not compulsory. So I'm not going to tell you definitely how many employees in this country and how many workmen then they total in this country. But me no say, by your estimation, we get over 90% of the population of this country are when a workman there. They either they perform formal employment or then they on their own account who call them informal economy worker them.
Okay, when you talk, you make mention of some certain organizations them or institutions them where we go want for know the data of the workman them. One of the institutions them or let's say the ministry where you call now the Ministry of Labor. So now and owner at the Sierra Leone Labor Congress, I go want for know waiting at the relationship between owner the Ministry of Labor and also the Sierra Leone Labor Congress. Waiting at the relationship between the two places. So.
Well, now the industrial relation family will get what you call tripartite structure. We composed of employer, where they are represented by the Employers Federation. You get the Sierra Leone Labor Congress, who represent workmen there. They will get government. So we in the tripartite structure. And now they always meet, we campaign in the way in national issues. Like for an example, we don't do together for review the national labor laws. We relate to labor. We don't review them, and currently, as I talk to you, then at the Law Officers Department, for see how they go enact them as a law. So we jointly collaborate with the Ministry of Labor and also the employers. EVO Corona Council, we come together, we come with a position about how government for tackle the current problem related to Corona because it affects employment. And we give suggestions to government as the way forward, how they go handle the issue related to Corona as it affects employment. So for conclude, I can tell you, say, we get a very good working relationship between the Sierra Leone Labor Congress and the Minister of Labor. Because without the workers, Minister of Labor no go there. Now because people and then for that you will try for we get government. And also because workman then they now for that we get Minister of Labor. So they know crucial importance today. Then the minister also know the crucial importance of the Ministry of the Employers Federation. So we did together with the work 551 with together.
So in the future, when I getting a plan for making I go get data of the workman them, also the employee and the employers them in the country. In the future, when I getting a plan for that.
We don't bring and come to my attention, so I think it's very crucial because most times, when they ask you for data, then they ask them kind of question to follow will give out in terms of how we membership structure in terms of women, youth, age. Then they will ask you on that. So it's very crucial and. The Sierra Leone Labor Congress will try for see what you could do in respect of that, because this could be a national thing. And we will try for see how we work with employers and government, for see how we get that kind of data then they we go easily available. Like when you talk now, how many workmen in the tourist industry? As you press the button, you know what they did. How many employers they did in the tourist industry? As you press the button, you know. So I think it's a very good thing that day. And I think so we will try for see how we pursue and make them possible in the near future.
So I want to know if una get any form of registration where maybe person can be want for employ workers them. I get any form of registration where if you buy from the Sierra Leone Labour Congress, when I get form of registration for the person belong to the Sierra Leone Labour Congress.
Well, Sierra Leone Labour Congress, you individual not the join here. You, individual can be a member na a union. Sierra Leone Labour Congress na like a United Nation where you know they get individuals and they go join in our countries then. No organization no go join United Nation. If it's Sierra Leone Labour Congress no go join United Nation. It only they join countries then. Now so Sierra Leone Labour Congress equally day. We not they take somebody individual for can join we. We they take worker-based organizations. Like go get the teachers union and worker base. We get the hotel union and worker base. We get the health union and worker base. We also get the trader union where they operate in the formal economy and worker base. So then kind of worker based organization where they for promote the welfare of workers. Now then kind of organization where they be member na Sierra Leone Labour Congress. And as I tell you just now, we get about 32. We get about 22 of them are the formal way. Now then they talk about people the way they work, where they pay their salary months down. They will get 10 within the formal economy when are people who they work on their own. So now so we structure. So for answer your question, no they take individual membership, will they take organization membership.
So what in this Congress they do to people them like you get some young boys them where they do some certain jobs them with some foreigners them we come, especially like the shop boy, then drivers them. So how the Congress go work for them people and they how kind provision where the Congress make for them kind and if you then get them complaints say this particular person no they pay me this minimum wage of 600,000.
Very good question we ask so. Now for that, the Labour Congress don't make a press release. In this case here, in terms of issues about around individual problem, even if you not join union, we they tackle them. Now for that, put we number then they and the press release or the public notice will make for let contact the Sierra Leone Labour Congress in case you not possible way they know they pay the 600 Leone as it don't pass by law. Besides 600,000. Besides. You will no say you the work. Try for know who said the work. Try for inquire if union for the day. Go join the union. Because the union go protect you for let the employer not take advantage by you. The employer for do the correct thing to you. Like you the journalist now say with the interview mean. You get a union who for join. Because not the issue is not only about salary. It also concerns about your right as a human being, as a worker. The employer can